These 8 useful English words will lift your fluency and your IELTS, TOEFL, or Cambridge score. And you won't just memorize them. You'll meet each one inside the story, feel what it means, then prove you caught it. That's how your brain keeps them for good. The greedy lord thought he had won the farm with one sly little trick. He had not counted on the farmer's daughter, or on the cleverest answer the village had ever heard. Old Tomas owed the lord money, and he could not pay. So the lord, who had long wanted Tomas's good farmland for himself, came to the village square to collect his debt. Lord Garrow was a tyrant. For years he had squeezed the village dry, taking more and more and giving nothing back. His greed was famous for miles around. But Garrow liked to seem fair, so he made Tomas an offer, loudly, in front of the whole village. "A simple wager," he said with a sly smile. "I will put 2 stones in this bag, one black, one white. Your daughter draws one, blind. If she draws white, your debt is forgiven and you keep your farm. If she draws black, the farm is mine. A fair bet, a kind one even." The village held its breath. It seemed fair enough. But young Nell, Tomas's daughter, was watching the Lord's hands very closely indeed. She had grown up watching men like Garrow cheat honest folk, and she trusted nobody who smiled that wide. And she saw what no one else saw. As Garrow bent to gather the stones from the stony path, he palmed 2 black ones and slipped them both into the bag. The wager was rigged. Whatever she drew, she would lose. Nell understood at once that her family was doomed. There was no white stone in that bag. The farm was already lost. She could have shouted that the Lord was a cheat, but Garrow was a powerful tyrant, and it would only be her word against his. He would simply empty the bag, show 1 black, 1 white, and call her a liar. To accuse him openly was just another road to being doomed. So Nell did not accuse him. She was a quiet girl, but a shrewd one. Instead of shouting, she used her wits. She reached into the bag and drew out a single stone in her closed fist. She did not open her hand. Instead, clumsily, as if by pure accident, she let the stone slip from her fingers and fall onto the path, where it was lost in an instant among 100 others just like it. "Oh, how clumsy of me," she cried. Then she smiled sweetly at the Lord. "But no matter, my lord. It is easily solved. Simply look at the stone still in the bag. The one I drew must have been the other color." The whole village turned to stare at the bag. Lord Garrow's face went pale, because he could not say a single word. If he tipped out the bag now, everyone would see a black stone. And so everyone would conclude, quite reasonably, that Nell must have drawn the white one. To prove she had not, Garrow would have to admit that he had put 2 black stones in the bag. He would have to confess in front of the entire village that he had rigged his own fair wager. His greed had built a trap with no way out, and his own cheating had become the lock. For a long, furious moment, the tyrant said nothing at all. Then, through gritted teeth, he reached into the bag, drew out the single black stone, and held it up for all to see. "The white?" he said, the words like ash in his mouth. The girl drew the white. "The debt is cleared. The farm is yours." The village erupted. Old Tomas wept with relief, and Nell, who had been one breath away from losing everything, simply walked home with her father, her head held high. Lord Garrow never troubled the village again. He had learned, in front of everyone he ruled, a lesson he would never forget, that a cruel man's cleverest trap is no match for an honest girl's quicker wits. The greatest tyrant in the whole county had been beaten, not with a sword and not with a shout, but with one calm, shrewd little answer and a single stone dropped on purpose into the dust. "Now, did you catch all 8? Let's find out." A noun for an intense, selfish desire for more wealth. Think of a person who can never have enough money or things. It drove the Lord to try to steal a poor family's farm. Lord Garrow's endless what was famous for miles around. The word is greed. His greed for money cost him all of his real friends. A noun for a cruel and unjust ruler. Think of a king who rules only through fear and force. Lord Garrow was one, squeezing his village dry for years. The whole county feared the greedy old what?
The word is tyrant.
The people finally rose up against the cruel tyrant. An adjective for being cunning and deceitful. Think of a fox sneaking quietly toward the hen house. The Lord wore one of these smiles as he set his trap. Garrow proposed his bet with a what kind of knowing grin?
The word is sly.
He gave a sly wink as if sharing a secret plan. A noun for a bet. It's risking something on the outcome of a game of chance. The Lord offered one. Draw a stone and win or lose the farm. He called it a fair what, but it was nothing of the sort.
The word is wager.
He placed a large wager on the final horse race. An adjective for being certain to fail or be destroyed. Think of a plan that cannot possibly succeed, no matter what. With 2 black stones in the bag, Nell seemed completely this. It looked as though her poor family was utterly what?
The word is doomed.
Without any water, the expedition seemed doomed from the start. A verb meaning to arrange something dishonestly to control the result. It's fixing a game so that one side simply cannot lose. The Lord did this to the bet by secretly hiding 2 black stones. He had done what to the contest so that Nell could never win?
The word is rig.
They accused him of trying to rig the election results. A noun for quick intelligence and cleverness. It's the sharp thinking you rely on to get out of trouble. Nell beat the powerful Lord using only these. Instead of shouting, she used her what to escape the trap.
The word is wits.
He survived alone on the streets by living on his wits. An adjective for being sharp and clever in judgment. Think of a wise trader who is never once fooled by a trick. Quiet Nell turned out to be remarkably this. It took a what kind of mind to spot the Lord's hidden cheat.
The word is shrewd.
She made a shrewd decision to sell the shares early. Quick recap. How many do you still remember? Greed.
Tyrant. Sly. Wager. Wherever. Doomed. Rig. Wits. Shrewd.
A new English story every day. Subscribe and learn useful words the way your brain actually keeps them. Inside a story you won't forget.